welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. In today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is what you need to hear before the end of the day. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps below, which will take you to your reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that's the only way to book a session with me if someone reaches out to you. Just remember that that's not me. Okay. Spirit, our topic is what you need to hear before the end of the day. Can we have a card for pile number 1, please? Can we have a card for pile number 2, please? Can we have a card for pile number 3, please? Oops, okay, we'll take this one. Pile number 1, you have Breakthrough with the purple Kunzite. Pile number 2, you have Victory with the Kyanite. This pile number 1 is 29, number 29, pile number 2 is number 40, and pile number 3 is number 17, and you have Let Go and Bury, and you also have the Milky Quartz. Please take as long as you need choosing your card or cards, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You have the purple Kunzite, and your card is Breakthrough. So this is a very interesting card. The first thing that I want to point out to you is that you have the purple Kunzite, okay, and then you have the purple here in the eye, and then there's purple around the outer edge here, and I don't know if you can quite make that out. It kind of looks a little pinkish, but it's actually purple. Okay, with the lighting it looks a little pink, but it's purple. And so this is really tying into what I'm seeing with these two images on this card. So what seems, and I'll get to, that'll tie in just a second as I start to explain your card. Well, okay, so first of all, with the color purple, what's most important is that you listen to your intuition, okay? Your intuition instead of your ego, okay? That's basically summarizing what this card is saying here. Now let me tell you exactly what I'm seeing here and what this card means. Okay, so obviously with Breakthrough, there seems to be an up-leveling at hand, a breakthrough at hand, something that you've had a vision for, okay, something you've had your eye on, something you've been working hard toward. It's finally about to break through, okay? You're finally about to make significant progress with this particular thing. Here's the thing though, okay? There's potential for a breakthrough, but there's also potential down here for self-sabotage. Okay. And what I mean by self-sabotage is your fears about this breakthrough coming through could cause you to sabotage this potential event, this potential offer, you know, whatever it is that you have going on in your particular situation. Some people are terrified of change. Some people may say, yeah, I really want that new job and I don't want to be at this job I'm currently at anymore. And then all of a sudden there's a breakthrough where you have a new opportunity, and then some people shut down and they're like, oh, well, I can't leave where I am. And it's like, instead of a breakthrough, it's a breakdown. Okay, so there's, like I said, there's potential for something new, but there's also potential to do something that would sabotage this opportunity. Okay, and so the danger here lies in not accepting this new opportunity and not going for this new thing. Okay, which might be a little bit risky, but what I'm seeing with this particular card is that it would be riskier for you not to take this opportunity, okay? Let's see, is there anything else here? No, I think that's it. It's just, I'm getting a sense that there could be a fear of the unknown. And that's why it's so important that you listen to your intuition instead of your ego. Okay, instead of your ego saying, oh no, that might not be safe. What if you fail? But your intuition will help guide you and direct you and tell you that, well, let's not say, what if I fail? What if I win, right? What if I'm successful? What if I have this great breakthrough and things are better than I ever could have imagined? Okay, so that's more what you want to be thinking about as you go forward. What else can you tell us for pile number 1? The Frog and Lotus with Metamorphosis. I love this. I absolutely love this because you have some kind of breakthrough. Things are changing for you. And look at, you have the frog, and what is the frog doing? The frog is leaping, is jumping into a new opportunity, okay? Leaving the safety of this flower here, this lotus flower here, and jumping into something new. And I really feel like this is something that you're gonna love. This is something that's gonna work out very well for you, okay? But you have to be willing to take that chance, okay? And your intuition is so important here because it's going to help guide you to the right opportunity, okay? So just keep that in mind as you go forward. Oh, okay, this one wants to come out. The Trout and Lily of the Valley with Purification. This makes so much sense because I'm feeling like the purification needs to be your thoughts of failure, purifying your thoughts of fear, you know, whatever it is that might be holding you back, okay? This down here, so what this is, if you don't know, this is like the reptilian brain that can keep us stagnant, that can keep us where we are, that can keep us in a place of like non-movement, okay? It can keep us attached to something that we've outgrown, attached to something that's no longer good for us, okay? So what I'm feeling here is that you need to put that to rest, okay? And you need to purify your thoughts. You need to direct your focus into the positive instead of the negative, okay? Because there's huge opportunity and there is safety where you're going with this new opportunity that you have. What I'm seeing with this new opportunity, this new vision that you have, this new opportunity, whatever it is, because it could be, let's say for instance, you could have the opportunity to move somewhere. You could have the opportunity to start a new job. You could have the opportunity to sing at an event or display your artwork in an art gallery, or you know, go to some event and speak at this event about your project, your idea, whatever it is, right? And this could be the breakthrough that you've been waiting for, but then your fear comes in and says, oh no, what if people don't like me? What if people don't like what I have to say? What if, what if, what if? And, you know, if we constantly say what if, we're never going to get anywhere in life, okay? So it's important to purify those thoughts and to move forward despite that fear that you have and despite feeling uncomfortable. The Alchemist, balance, invention, and destruction. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So I feel like the destruction needs to be the destruction of your fear, the destruction of your ego, and listening to your intuition instead, okay? There's balance, invention, new things coming in, new opportunities. But that can't come in unless you take this literal leap of faith that we see in this card here with Metamorphosis. And with Metamorphosis, I'm getting a feeling that by taking this opportunity, it's not just a breakthrough, it's a massive up-leveling, a massive, massive, massive breakthrough that you can't get to unless you shut down that part of your mind, your brain, or other people who are talking to you, who may be putting doubts in your mind, okay? Some of you may be in a relationship and it's just tearing you down, and it's you know, keeping you stagnant, and you're feeling like you have no motivation for anything because this energy that you're around, and maybe, you know, you have this breakthrough saying, I need to leave this particular situation. This isn't good for me anymore. And then your, you know, this ego down here could be representing the other person who's trying to keep you locked into this relationship, locked into this job, you know, whatever it is, locked into something that's not good for you. And the only way that you're going to be able to go through this beautiful transformation and find balance is to break free from this thought process that you have here. What else? Oh, okay. Let's take, okay, there's two. Let's take both of those. The Scholar, Investigation and Research. Ooh, very interesting. Investigation and research. And look at the eye. Ooh, do you see that? You have that eye there. So synchronicities, looking at things differently. Now, I'm feeling like you've done a lot of work up to this point. I feel like you've thought about things. You've taken notes about things. You've wanted to have this opportunity, and now that it's presenting itself, you might be second guessing yourself, saying, oh, is this the best thing for me? You know, saying, am I really ready for this? Do I really have the skills? Do I have the talent? Do I have what it takes? Like, will I measure up to what the expectations are with this new opportunity? And you do. You may not have 100% of the skills. You may not have 100% of the knowledge to move forward. But do we ever really? Are we ever 100% prepared? I tend to think not, because as we move along with something new, we run into problems that we have to figure out along the way. And that's where investigation and research can come in, where we learn as we go sometimes, right? And so if you're feeling like you're not 100% prepared, what Spirit is saying here is that we rarely are. Okay, we make mistakes, we learn from those mistakes. You know, we pick ourselves up, we dust ourselves off, and then we continue to move forward. And that's what Spirit is saying. If you're feeling like, no, I'm not ready yet, you know, of course there's a point when, no, you're not ready, but there's also a point when you're telling yourself you're not ready, when you really are. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The Weaver, Rediscovery and Transition. So, oh, look, you have another eye here. How interesting is that your first card was the eye? So definitely your intuition is trying to guide you in the right direction. Okay, so you have Metamorphosis here for your first Oracle card, I mean, aside from the very first one. And then you have Transition here. So it's interesting. What Spirit is saying here is that, you know, taking that leap of faith and letting go of your fears is going to help you rediscover a part of yourself that you may have lost touch with, that you may have put aside for one reason or another. So let's say, you know, if you're in a relationship over here that's not really the best situation for you. And what I'm seeing here in that instance, and this is just an example, right? This isn't going to apply to everybody, but what I'm seeing in that example is that breaking free of that, okay, is going to allow you to become the person that you're supposed to be, rediscovering yourself, who you really are, who you're supposed to be. Same thing if it's a job, okay? Rediscovery. This can also mean, let's say you have some kind of talent here and you've been trying to get noticed. You've been trying to, make money with this thing. Maybe you started a business and you're trying to, break through in the industry. And, what I'm seeing is that if you get this a particular opportunity and you move forward with that, as you start to move forward, as you start to change, as you start to feel more comfortable with taking that leap of faith, the doubts are going to start to fall away. Okay. You're going to become more balanced, and you're also going to rediscover your, this inner drive, this inner passion, this feeling that's been guiding you all along, but that you've been trying to kind of suppress a little bit in some way because of fear of well, what if I put in all this effort and then my project, it doesn't sell, or nobody hires me for, what I'm offering in my business, or, whatever it could be. As you start to get noticed, as you start to move forward with this particular opportunity, this breakthrough, you're really going to rediscover your power. And I really feel like your passion for whatever this is going to increase and grow. And I feel like this breakthrough is on multiple levels for you. Okay, so I feel like you're going to believe in yourself more. You're going to trust your intuition more. And you're going to be able to more quickly navigate future opportunities that may be coming into your life, instead of saying, oh, well, I don't know, is this a good opportunity? Should I move forward with this? I don't know. I'm second guessing myself. I feel once there's something about this particular breakthrough that's going to kind of break that mold of self-doubt, because it's really going to show you that you can do it, that you have what it takes, that you are worthy of these opportunities. And then as you move forward, you're going to realize that your ego was just trying to talk you out of something, and that your intuition was correct. Okay, so yeah, just keep that in mind as you go forward. There's, so much opportunity waiting for you. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 1, please? Okay, I feel like these cards on the bottom want to come out first. Oh, okay. So we have the 4 of Swords. So with the 4 of Swords, what Spirit is saying is stop worrying about whether or not it's going to work for you. Okay, put that to rest. Just understand that everything's going to come together. You're going to take this leap of faith, and you're going to go through some changes. The environment around you is probably going to go through some changes, but I feel the hardest part is going to be taking that jump, that leap of faith, right? And accepting change. I feel that's going to be the hardest part for you. So Spirit says, don't worry about it. Let things flow naturally. Go through this change, accept this offer, go for it. And I really feel like you're going to be walking through some pretty amazing doors that you did not even expect. Okay, so I think it's going to be even better than what you initially expected. The King of Wands, yeah. Follow your passion. Your passion is going to lead you to exactly where you're wanting to go. Okay. If you have a feeling of oh, I've been given this opportunity, and if I accept it, well, then what? What if I don't have what it takes? Or what if I don't have any more ideas? Or what if nobody notices me? Or, all of these what ifs. What I'm seeing here, okay, with this light here is, and also purification up here, is that once you take that leap of faith, once you let go of those fears, letting go of those fears and all that chaos that those fears were causing, that's going to go away. That chaotic energy is going to go away, which is the purification, which is then going to open up your third eye even more. And also your creative center in your body, in your soul, so that you can think clearly, so that you can come up with more ideas, so that you can let your passion guide you. Okay. The Two of Cups. This is exactly why it's important for you to say yes to this breakthrough, okay? To say yes to these changes. And why am I smelling incense right now? I'm smelling incense like it was burning like right in front of me, and I do not have any incense burning. So definitely I think that's showing us, or, you know, reminding us of the purification and allowing these good, positive things to come into your life. Because with the Two of Cups, what's coming into your life is going to bring so much peace and so much balance into your energy. I'm getting a great sense of healing that's coming in. I'm getting a sense of gratitude that you followed through with this particular idea, that you took this leap of faith, because whatever this breakthrough is, whatever this is that you have going on here, it's somehow merging two energies together. So there's a commingling of energy here that's could be like an employer-employee relationship. It could be if you have your own business and your clients or your customers, it could be that relationship. It could be putting your, like, what I keep seeing something about artistry, creating something, doing something creative, and finding a venue for that, okay, whatever it is that's going on here. And so I feel that you're going to be like encountering the right people. You're going to find the right building. You're going to find the right elements to go together that will make this like the perfect situation, where it seems to be even bigger and better than you expected. Like, I think this breakthrough is a life-changing breakthrough for you. Something that is safe, something that's secure, something that's comfortable, something that the energy just kind of flows. And there's so much gratitude that I see here. Yeah, here's the Four of Pentacles. So it's creating a sense of structure, a sense of balance. It's creating interest, okay, generating interest. People saying, oh, what is this? What do you have to offer? Or being at a job and people noticing your hard work. I'm also seeing that this could be a stepping stone, which would be just the beginning. Okay, so if you're trying to climb the corporate ladder, or if you're trying to, you know, climb into and kind of claw your way into some kind of industry that's very, very competitive, I see that also. I see that there's the first breakthrough, okay, that you say yes to, that you take that leap of faith with. And then as you start to purify and cleanse the energy of your ego, saying, oh no, you can't do this, or what if you fail, or, you know, all of those things, and you begin to gain the sense of balance. And remember I said how that really opens up your creative center and your third eye. And then it's like after that, there's more opportunities. And so that's what I'm saying, where I'm seeing you kind of climbing something. Like this is just the beginning for you. And then it just keeps opening door after door after door after door. And then all of a sudden you're like on top of your game. You're, you know, you've achieved more than what you ever thought was possible. You've, you know, reached the pinnacle of success. Okay. And people are like, wow, I remember when you first started and look at you now. You know, that kind of energy is what I'm seeing here. The Ten of Cups. Exactly. Exactly. So the Ten of Cups talks about, you know, incredible success, incredible happiness, abundance on all levels. You're happy with your career, you're happy with where you're living, you're happy with, the people in your life, your friends, your family, your, romantic partnership if you have one or if you want one. Everything's growing, everything's just blending so well together. Like I said, with the Two of Cups, everything is just so emotionally fulfilling. And then there's still more that you want to do. So if you stay here right before the breakthrough, I'm getting a sense that you will always wonder, what if? What if I took that leap of faith? I really feel that you would look back and you would regret it, saying, what if I would have done that? And I'm seeing that if you do take that leap of faith, you're going to look back and say, I am so glad that I listened to my intuition and I followed my instinct, I followed my heart, and I said yes, and I just took that leap of faith. The Four of Wands, I love, love, love this card, especially right here. Especially with what I was just talking about, how I do see that you could regret it. If you let this opportunity pass you up, you could say, what could have been? Okay, because this rediscovery that we have on this card is connected to the transition that's directly connected to this breakthrough and this metamorphosis, right? So when we have the Four of Wands, this, in a sense, in this particular reading, is also indicating some sort of transition, okay? Because there's a celebration here, okay? So we're going from not celebrating something to having something to celebrate and then celebrating it. So do you see what I'm saying about a transition here? This is a huge celebration, huge celebration. This can also indicate marriage, okay? This can indicate like a very sturdy foundation that I was talking about with the Four of Pentacles. I'm also seeing here that with that sturdy foundation that I'm feeling with the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, this is something that you're not going to want to leave, but in a healthy way. You're not going to, it's not that you want to stay because you're scared. You're going to want to stay and you're going to want to continue to improve and continue to build on what you've already started, like the foundation that you've already laid. That's just the beginning for you. You're going to keep climbing. You're going to keep, building whatever this is that you have going on here. So for some of you, I don't feel like this is a lot of you. I feel for most of you, there's something else going on here. But for some of you, I'm seeing something about a relationship that's kind of coming to an end here. And this breakthrough with the eye here is seeing something that kind of was the last straw and saying, okay, that's it. I need to leave the situation, but I'm scared. I'm scared of being alone, or I'm scared of, financially, how am I going to, afford a place on my own or something like that. And in your case, everything still applies to you, right? But I just wanted to say this because it really came through very, very strongly, is that you're going to go through changes, okay? And I feel for you in particular, you might go through a little bit of darkness here, but that's going to pass. You're going to become more balanced. And I feel like you're finding yourself. You're rediscovering who you are and what you want to do. Who are you without this relationship? Okay. And then there is a period of rest and healing here. And then here it's like deciding on, I want to do something else, or maybe getting your passion back and wanting to find a new relationship. Okay. And then you start to build a life with somebody and then you get married. So if that's the case, it's letting go of what is no longer suited for you and letting go of your fears. And by doing that, you will find someone who really appreciates you. Okay, so just a side note there. Sorry for those of you who are not looking for a relationship, but I just wanted to point that out quickly. Okay, here we have the Five of Pentacles. And this really, really takes me back to your first card here, because I'm feeling like the figure down here who's almost kind of being lifted up or dragged away, you know, by this person here. So this is the stronger person here saying, hey, come with me. It's going to be okay. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Like, this is your ego trying to hold you back, trying to keep you down. And this is you saying, no, I'm going to go forward because there's this amazing opportunity right here. I need to let go of my fears and I need to move forward because I'm not going to stay still. Because if I stay still, if I stay stuck, well, then I am definitely in the Five of Pentacles energy where I'm losing something and I'm not gaining anything. And so I'm really seeing that this particular Five of Pentacles here is showing that you're taking control of the situation. You're moving forward beyond your fears. And you're moving toward these changes and all of this beautiful success that's waiting for you here. The High Priestess, absolutely. So the High Priestess, if you don't know, is one of the most intuitive cards in the deck. And what have I been talking about since the very, very beginning? It's listening to your intuition. You may not have all of the answers right now, okay, which is exactly why we had investigation and research here. Okay, you may start to move forward and then realize like, oh no, I don't have everything figured out yet. You will though, okay? And that's what I was saying. Rarely do people have 100% confidence or 100% of everything figured out, but you will, okay? You will. Everything's going to make sense. And I feel like I said, this breakthrough is just the beginning, and I feel as you go through this metamorphosis, as things change in this transition for you, I feel like it could be a period of about 9 months where things really, really start to come together for you. And it could be throughout those 9 months when you're still learning things and you're still perfecting things, but you're still making great progress. Okay, so I'm really getting a sense that there's nothing to fear here, that you're being divinely guided. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. So interesting, because here I just talked about 9 months. So we have 9 months and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so you see that 9, 10. Okay, and what do we have here? We have great abundance. If any of you are worried about finances or money, you won't have to be worried about that for long, okay? The Ten of Pentacles, this is a card of great wealth, a card of great comfort. There's celebration here. There's coming together. There's an aspect of family or community or people saying, like, I'm getting a sense of people saying, good job, look what you've accomplished. Okay, and it's you. This person right here is representing you. There's a pentacle in this person's lap. And it's like, I'm so grateful. I'm so happy that I took that chance. I went forward. For those of you, you know, taking a chance on starting your own business or putting your artwork or something out into the world, you know, maybe you're a singer or something like that, right? It's going to pay off for you. People are going to be looking up to you. People are going to like what you have to offer. For those of you who are leaving a relationship over here, I mean, you have the Ten of Cups, the Four of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is definitely indicating that there's a loving, stable family environment. Okay, and that doesn't mean that, you know, you have to have children or anything like that. I know some of you don't want children, but maybe you want fur babies, okay? Maybe it's just the two of you, whatever it is. This could even be like extended family, you know, where You really enjoy this person's, you know, extended family, whatever it is going on here. There's a lot of safety and comfort. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Absolutely taking this leap of faith, this breakthrough. This is a huge, huge, huge level up for you. Your fortune is changing. Okay. You're going to be so emotionally happy and feeling so, what is the word? I'm hearing like you are literally going to be so purified, okay, for some reason, purification, but it's turning into purified, where these fears that you had at the bottom of this card here, they're going to be so far in the past that I feel like you almost won't even remember them, okay? Everything's coming together for you. The Ace of Pentacles. I feel that certain things are going to be coming together in mysterious ways. Remember how I talked about this is just the beginning. This is a stepping stone for you. Okay, so I feel like going through this opportunity, saying yes to this, going through this door, this new path, it's leading you into a place of great abundance. And I feel like there's going to be a few surprises that will be connected to this. And for some of you, you could be taking this chance, taking this leap of faith and going through this and, you know, kind of seeing what happens. And then all of these synchronicities start to happen and you start to meet certain people. Maybe you go through all of this and then you meet your soulmate, which was something completely unexpected. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication and all of those things, but it's going to be so worth it for you. The Ace of Wands. I feel that this is something you will never, ever lose passion for. I see, can you see this? How there's a little bridge here. I don't know if you can really make that out, but there's a bridge. There's like a walkway here and then a bridge here. And then there's trees and then there's a path that goes to the house here. So I feel that this breakthrough is the bridge for you to get everything that you've ever wanted in your life and more. Okay. That is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Kyanite crystal, and your card is Victory. It's number 40. So it's interesting. What I'm seeing here is that opportunity is literally going to fly into your life. Okay. There's something, an opportunity, or you're achieving something. I feel like you have your eye on a goal, your eye on the prize, and you're waiting for the perfect time to strike. You're waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect time to start moving forward. Like there's something going on here where it seems like there might be a little bit of a waiting period. And I feel like the timing is very, very important. It's like being up in the tree, perched above everything, and just scanning the environment and waiting for the perfect time to launch something or to say something or to approach someone. And I feel like by waiting for that perfect time, that's exactly what's going to lead you to this great victory. I mean, look at the sun here and look at how brightly it's shining here. So there's great success, great accomplishment that's waiting for you. Spirit is also telling me, keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on the prize. Stay focused, focused, focused. Don't let anything or anyone distract you. Okay, so if there's someone in your life that's like, I'm seeing like a fly buzzing around you and it's really kind of annoying and it's like you just want to swat it away. If there's someone in your life that's acting like that, you need to put them on pause or I don't know, how do I say this nicely? Or just end that relationship altogether, okay? Because your number one primary focus right now is this, okay? This is where you need to keep your attention no matter what. And there's another thing that this card talks about, or actually the main thing that this card talks about that's going through my mind is this card talks about motivation and how we can kind of sometimes throughout a process, we can sometimes lose our motivation. And Spirit is saying it's okay to take like the rest of the day off, but you must stay disciplined with whatever this is. And so I feel like what that's meaning in your particular case is that you're going to come upon days where it's more difficult than other days. There may be days when you want to give up on something. Okay, so the reading today, the topic is what you need to hear before the end of the day. So maybe you're ready to give up on something and Spirit is like, oh, no, you need to watch this reading, because Spirit is saying, do not give up. Okay, stay disciplined, keep to a routine that you have, whatever you're doing, and you will get there. You will achieve your victory. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 2, please? The sheep and blackberry with devotion. Isn't that what I've been talking about? Motivation, staying disciplined, right? Especially discipline. That's the most important thing that this card meaning is pointing, is like, I keep hearing discipline, 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 and then you have devotion. Okay, so what I'm feeling with devotion, obviously stay disciplined, stay devoted to whatever it is that you have going on here. Because I feel like for some of you, you're on the brink of giving up. You're like, okay, this isn't working out. I've, sent out 50 resumes for, this type of job that I want. Maybe you're trying to break through into a new industry or something like that. And you're not getting any callbacks. Nobody's noticing you. And Spirit is saying, stay disciplined, keep sending them out. Timing, remember timing, stay devoted to whatever it is that you're doing, because timing is going to line up for you very soon. The snake and fern was starting over. Wow. Didn't I just kind of talk about that? With that example that I gave, where some of you may be sending out resumes within like a new industry if you're trying to break through with something, okay? Starting over, the snake and fern. I feel like you have or you are outgrowing a place where you were. And I feel like it's quite challenging starting over, creating a new life for yourself, creating this vision that you have for yourself. And I feel like that is exactly why the thing that was standing out for me the most with this card is to stay disciplined, because starting over is not easy. It is not easy. I know personally, I've done it several times. It's not easy. It can be exciting, right? It can be, it's definitely life-changing, but stay disciplined, stay focused. If you have a bad day, don't let that stop you from where you want to go. What else can you tell us for pile number 2, please? The captain taking command and teamwork. So absolutely, taking command. You're supposed to take command. You're supposed to make this happen, right? And for some of you, or maybe for all of you, there's something going on here with starting something, being devoted to something, right? Because you have starting over devotion, and I'm seeing that here. It's kind of like accepting an offer or agreeing to do something together, taking on an opportunity together. It could be two ideas coming together that is really what's going to bring you this victory. Okay, so this could be hiring someone. This could be you getting hired. This could be like a consignment agreement. This could be a loan, right? Some of you, if you need a loan for something, you could be getting that loan. And really, you know, so taking this card with the bird perched up on the tree and seeing opportunities and being ready to pursue those opportunities at the right time. Remember, that's what I was talking about in the beginning. And staying disciplined, staying focused, staying devoted to whatever this is, that is what is going to bring you the right people, places, and things, which is going to help lead you to this victory that we see in this first card. You know what? This card is sticking out and I need to take it. Okay. The astronomer, discovery, and augury. Yeah, discovery. Okay. Exactly. So here you have the falcon, and the falcon's up in the tree, you know, scanning the area, discovering things, discovering where those best opportunities are going to be. Okay, so look at the eye here. It's important to keep your eye on the prize. It's important to keep your eye on the goal, okay? Staying super, super disciplined and seeing opportunities, seeing things with that laser focus, okay? Like we could see with the astronomer, because if you're looking up into the sky, you're looking at the stars through a telescope, that is like a laser focus. You're magnifying things, you're seeing things up close and personal. It's like you can see things from far away, right? Same thing here with the falcon and the eyesight of the falcon up in the tree. So it's like keeping your eye on the long-term goal, staying dedicated, staying devoted, all of those things. That's what's going to get you there. So especially if you want to give up today and this reading came upon your feed, if someone recommended this to you, whatever it is, this is so important, Spirit says. So important for you to keep going. Okay, what else do you want to say to pile number 2, please? The Five of Wands. Yeah, this makes sense because remember how I said some of you may want to give up. Some of you may not be feeling it right now. There seems to be something here where there's a sense of feeling stuck or a sense of trying to figure something out, a sense of wanting to give up, something that's become difficult and wanting to just say, just get me out of here. I don't even want to deal with this anymore. Like, because I feel like this person's kind of wanting to like pull their hair out, you know, that expression, because there's this great sense of frustration with something and feeling trapped or feeling stuck. And what's important to remember is that timing is very, very important for you here. There's something about feeling like things aren't moving yet, feeling like perhaps you've been waiting for an opportunity or for something to click, for something to change, and you've been waiting to the point where you just want to give up. And Spirit is saying with the Five of Wands that it could happen at the last minute, okay? It could happen when, you know, you say, okay, if I don't have some sort of success with this by the end of Friday, I'm just going to give up completely and I'm going to move on from this. Well, it could be at, 11:59 on Friday, 11:59 in the evening when something comes through. Okay, so it could be at the last minute when something comes through that's going to lead you to victory. So Spirit says, don't give up on this idea. It's a great idea, whatever it is that you have going on here. It's a great idea. Don't give up. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Okay, seriously, the Six of Wands, after everything I just told you, you get the Six of Wands card, which is a victory card. So let me remind you, you have the victory card for your very first card that, you know, to pick your pile, and then you have victory here. Okay, this is a hard won victory. You had to push and keep pushing and pushing and going through and giving it your all and putting in all this effort without seeing any results. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. You had to keep going and going and going and pushing through those doubts, saying, when is this going to happen? Is this ever going to happen? What's going on? And saying, you know, maybe I should just give up. Nope. Spirit says no, because remember, one of the last things I said with the Five of Wands is that it could happen at the last minute. I said that, and then you get the Six of Wands, which is the victory card. For some reason, this pile is very connected to timing, the perfect timing, the perfect people lining up, things like that. And it's going to be, whatever this is, there's something very reciprocal going on here where I almost feel like you and something else have been waiting for each other. Okay, so like, let's say if it's something like consignment where you're going to put something into a shop or a store or a boutique or something like that. It's like you've been waiting for that perfect boutique, and that boutique has been waiting for exactly what you have to offer. Okay, that's just an example. It just came to my mind, so it might actually apply to some of you, but you know, that's just an example. That door, okay, you see here there's a door. There's actually two doors that have parted right here. It's going to open for you, and it's going to lead you to victory. The Justice card. So you're coming into more balance. Things are going to make sense for you. Everything's going to come together. You're going to be cutting away any doubt or fears. And you're also going to be cutting away a sense of wanting to give up. Okay, for anyone, especially anyone who has started something new, okay, it's all going to come together for you. Absolutely, it's all going to come together for you. And you know, the starting over card could mean that you want to give up. And Spirit is saying, no, stay devoted to the plan, stay devoted. Like, when the time is right, you're going to be able to shed the skin, and you're going to be shedding the skin of, you know, all of this hard work and this frustration that it hasn't happened yet. You're going to shed that skin, and you're going to walk directly into victory. Do you see how these two cards are lined up here? And then with the Justice card, so yeah, we have balance coming in, and then cutting away those doubts and things like that. But this can also mean something with like an agreement, a contract, a lease, anything like that. And it's so interesting to me that it's below this card where there's a shake of hands. So there's some sort of agreement coming together about something. You know, hiring someone, you hiring someone, you know, someone hiring you, whatever it is, like the consignment shop, working together on something, making a verbal contract together, something like that is happening here. And it's going to happen at the right time, with the right people, with the right place, with the right location, the right things coming together. Then we have the Ten of Swords, yeah. And that is going to put away and close the door on this Five of Wands. Okay, this doubt, this frustration, lack of results. Okay, everything that you see in the Five of Wands here, it's going to come to an end here. Okay, so this self-doubt, this pain, this suffering, all of that is going to be coming to an end for you. And it's going to be replaced by victory. And I feel like there could be two victories going on here. So there could be an initial one and then one that happens shortly after that. So let's say, for instance, let's use the consignment shop example, or some kind of consignment, you know, where you're putting something into a building that's going to benefit you and also the building owner, right? Or, you know, something like that. So let's say that you have this agreement, and so your first victory is getting that agreement, right? This reciprocal kind of contract that you have. So that's the first victory. And then the second victory is that you sell everything. You sell out and there's more demand for your product or whatever you have, right? So something like that, okay? Of course, that's just an example. That's just, you know, to give you kind of a picture of what I'm seeing here. Yeah, the Four of Cups. This is definitely showing me that timing is playing an important role here, because with the Four of Cups, there could have been other solutions to your problem here with the Five of Wands, but none of them were offering exactly what you were looking for. And so that could be what created like a lack of motivation for a period of time. Maybe you're sitting here right now in this lack of motivation, and then this reading popped up and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll get back to it tomorrow. You know what I mean? This is going to pass. Okay, everything's going to come together for you. You have the Sun card. Didn't I tell you that this lack of motivation was going to pass? This lack of perfect opportunity is going to pass. And then what happens here? Then you have the Sun card, where you're literally standing on top of the world. Okay, everything's coming together here. You have victory. Okay, this is like another victory card for me in this reading. You're winning. This is success. This is you getting exactly what you've been waiting for. Okay, everything's coming together here. Let me look at this card for a second. Because I'm seeing, like, back here, it's, there's a lot going on, but there's nothing kind of substantial or tangible or something like that. It's kind of like, back here, it's like I have this idea and I keep trying and trying and trying, and I'm connecting things, and I'm trying to connect the dots, and I'm trying to win, and I'm trying to make it work, but it's still kind of chaotic. That is behind this person. And that is kind of the chaotic energy that I felt with the Five of Wands, where things just aren't quite coming together. But it's behind you here. Okay, so you're moving beyond this difficulty. And you're winning. Huge, huge, huge success. This is also a yes card. This is saying keep going forward, okay? Stay disciplined, stay with your eye on the prize, because you will eventually get there. And then you have the Nine of Cups. This is a success card also. This is winning. This is perfecting your craft. This is your dream coming true, putting in all that hard work. Okay, do you see how there's a cup on top of this person's head here? Okay, and there's a balancing act going on here. This is a particular skill, a particular talent, whatever it is, there's something that's in your heart that's driving you forward. And Spirit says, don't give up on this. This is going to create a lot of attention and a lot of growth. And it's like, this is just the beginning for you. There's so much more opportunity that will come in from this first idea. Okay. There's success, there's happiness, fulfillment, and you're going to be so glad that you didn't give up. The Page of Swords. With the Page of Swords, there, you know, okay, I'm feeling like with the Page of Swords and the Four of Cups, some of you may be feeling like you missed an opportunity for something, like, oh, I shouldn't have passed up that one opportunity because now I'm not seeing any more opportunities come through. Maybe I should have accepted that even though it didn't feel 100% right, because now I'm feeling like maybe I missed something. And what Spirit is saying here is that there's a time and place for everything. Not every single opportunity is meant for you. And by having patience and with like diligence and exploration and not accepting less than what you want or less than what you deserve, that's another thing that's going to bring you victory. That's another thing that's going to bring you success. And it may take a little bit longer doing it this way, but it's actually going to get you to your end goal quicker. Okay, because you won't be wasting your time with people, places, or things that don't match your same energy. The Knight of Cups. Wow. Okay, this is so powerful. Spirit says don't give up. Keep going. You're protected. You're going to get to exactly where you want to be. It's going to happen for you. It is for some, well, not for some reason. It is happening. It seems like it's either happening slow for you or that you're running out of time with the Five of Wands. It's going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. Keep going forward. The Seven of Wands. So with the Seven of Wands, I feel like you're protected. I feel like you, again, the Seven of Wands can definitely indicate like seeing things from a higher perspective. Okay? Which is exactly what you have here with the Falcon on the Victory card. So keep your eyes open for opportunities. They're absolutely going to be presented to you. And you don't have to say yes to the first thing that presents itself to you. I do feel there is a sense here of wanting to give up, of something being a little bit unexpected. So the length of time that it's taking for something to establish itself could be a bit unexpected, saying like, oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna just give up and throw away all my hard work. And Spirit says, no, don't do that. Okay, keep going forward. Soon enough, you will be moving past this difficult time that you're in right now. Yeah, exactly. So let me continue what I was saying. Soon enough, you're going to move past this difficult time that you're having right now, and you're going to be going into a place of more balance, a place of healing, okay, things coming together. I'm also getting a sense of you'll be able to breathe easier again. So pressure coming off of you, okay? Especially for some of you, I'm hearing finances are a huge issue right now. Like maybe you're pursuing your dream and, you know, let's say for some of you, maybe you quit your day job and you just, you know, went on a wing and a prayer and you said, I'm just going to make this happen. And then money's running out, time is running out, and you're thinking about giving up on something. It's all going to come together for you. And you're going to be able to breathe easier. I see that you're going to be healing from this time of stress, from this period of wanting to give up or thinking that you're going to have to give up. Okay, maybe some of you don't want to give up, but you feel like you don't have a choice because your time is running out. Spirit says, every day, stay disciplined and stay focused. Keep manifesting, keep at it. It's going to happen for you. Okay, let's get your last card. The Two of Swords. Okay, so the Two of Swords again is showing me some kind of delay. It's also showing me that what's important for you right now is trying to clear your mind. If there's a decision that needs to be made, oh, this is so important. I just got chills. Okay, because it's taking me back to the Page of Swords. You don't have to accept the first opportunity that comes in just because you're running out of time. Believe me, I know that may seem, or that is easier said than done, but there's some sort of discovery that you need to do with the different options that are going to present themselves to you. Okay, and then remember the I here. Use your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, don't say yes to it. Something else is going to come in shortly after an opportunity. You know, if one opportunity presents itself to you and it doesn't feel right, like we kind of saw here with the Four of Cups, it's okay to say no to that and listen to your intuition. You see the owl here? Because look at this cup hiding back here. Something else is like almost knocking on your door. So it's critically important that you use your intuition, okay? Because again, there's something going on in your reading about timing. And so if you just accept the very first opportunity that comes in because you're running out of time, and you accept that opportunity and you start that, and then, you know, 2 months later, everything's chaotic and everything's starting to fall apart. And then what happens? Then you have to start all over again. And so then you've actually taken up more time than you would if you just waited for that perfect opportunity that is coming in. Look at this handshake here, right below the Justice card. Okay. Right below right above, the Knight of Cups as well. Okay, so that is your reading. I wish you so much luck with this, and just know that it's going to happen for you. You have multiple victory cards here. So I wish you so much luck. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 3. You have the Milky Quartz, and your card is Let Go, Bury. Okay. It's also number 17. What I'm feeling with this card is that there's something in your life that you've been holding on to that's no longer serving a positive purpose in your life, and it's time to let it go. Okay? I feel that this situation is beyond the point of ending, and it's so far beyond the point of ending that now it's decaying, and I feel like it's decaying your everyday life in the sense of it's preventing you from moving on. It's preventing you from like you're not getting closure, okay? And so what Spirit is saying here, what you need to hear is that it's time for you to let this go. It's time for you to give whatever energy this is that's attached to you from this particular thing. It's time for you to figuratively, give it back to the earth. So like imagine yourself standing outside, barefoot, and imagine this, whatever this is, imagine this energy, starting from the top of your head and just seeing this energy go down all the way down to your feet, to your toes, and leaving your body and going back into the earth. Okay, that's exactly what I'm seeing here. It's time for you to move on from this because it's holding you back, and it's actually getting to the point where it could be making you sick. It could be making you stay up at night, which could then, hurt your immune system, things like that. So I'm really seeing like you're at a pretty critical point here where you need to let this go. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing here is that healing is possible, okay? And once you start to heal, once you let go of this, you're going to see things clearer, okay? Because you have the milky quartz here. So it's like things are going to become clearer for you. You're going to get a bigger or a clearer perception, a clearer focus of how to move forward, okay? What else can you tell us for pile number 3? Okay, I think those two want to come out. So we have the weasel and pine with introspection. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So I feel that it's time for you to go inward. And I feel like going inward and somehow finding closure so that you can come out of this dark period, I'm getting like a sense of obsessive thoughts where thoughts are just replaying over and over and over and over in your mind, and it's just holding you back from everything, okay? So introspection, getting getting a grip on your emotions, on your understanding of the situation, and somehow finding closure, letting go, okay, which might be a painful process. But the other thing with this card is getting a sense of understanding, getting a sense of clarity, you know, like I talked about a few minutes ago. But the way that you're going to do that, I feel, is to kind of go inward and do some processing that I feel that you haven't done yet, okay? Because it feels like you're still in the stage of desperately holding on to something that has come to an end. And so it seems like you haven't even processed anything yet because you're still trying to hold on to something that's no longer there, okay? I hope that makes sense. And then we have the marten and foxglove with mischief. And I feel that this is exactly what is happening in your life by holding on to this. It's creating mischief. It's creating a lack of clarity. It's creating, what is that I'm seeing? Sorry, I'm just, Spirit is showing me something, but I'm not quite seeing it. It's like, it seems like everything else in your life is kind of wilting, is buckling under the pressure of something that you cannot change. Okay, does that make sense? Something that it can't be changed. And Spirit is not trying to sound harsh or uncaring. It's actually quite the opposite. Spirit is very, very caring. Spirit can see this pain that you're going through and this, you know, wanting to hold on to something or wanting to fix something. But Spirit says that it's not possible to fix this particular thing and it's time to move on. Okay. Let's see what your other cards have to say. What else can you tell us for pile number 3, please? The witch, experimentation, and rebellion. This makes a lot of sense. So I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that you need to rebel against holding on to this thing. So kind of rebelling against the instinct to hold on to something that you need to let go of. Okay. And with experimentation, I'm feeling like Spirit is kind of saying take baby steps, you know, experiment with letting go of it. So like, how do I say this? Like for one day, try not to focus on it. Try to focus on a hobby, or try to focus on just going for a walk or something like that, right? For, 20, 30 minutes. And like experimenting with, trying it one day for 5 minutes, and then the second day, 10 minutes, and then the third day, 15 minutes. And, trying to distract yourself, trying to, go inward and figure out, how can you release this? How can you let it go? Okay, because you don't want it to cause any more mischief in your life. Okay. The Poet, relationships and vulnerability. So for some of you, this may be a relationship that came to an end, that you are unable to, or feel like you're unable to release. This could be, so that could be a romantic relationship. This could be like an employment relationship. This could be with family or friends, anything like that. And there's new growth waiting for you. There's a new story to be written. And with vulnerability, I feel like the vulnerability is within yourself, okay? And this introspection, I feel like vulnerability and introspection are very much connected to each other, where Spirit is saying to let down the walls within yourself so that you can communicate with yourself, so that you can be vulnerable with yourself, so that you can gain the sense of introspection, so that you can then move on to a point of closure where you can start to let this go. And then remember, we're taking those baby steps, right? And then soon after you let it go, then you can actually bury it and set it to rest. Okay, so Spirit is saying that this is probably going to be a process, but the first step is realizing that there's nothing you can do with whatever this is here, and taking those little steps at a time, which will lead to, greater progress, which will then allow you to move on. And it's interesting, as I'm looking at these cards, I'm seeing such earth colors here. So first of all, yeah, it's time for you to bury this. And, look at this card and look at the colors back here. And it's like, once you put this to rest, once you bury it, then you're going to get your life back. Okay. That's when healing happens. That's when new opportunities start to arrive. Okay. So I know it kind of sounds counterintuitive to, it sounds counterintuitive to be vulnerable with yourself and to have this introspection, because it's like, well, then I'm just kind of ripping open this wound even more. So it does sound counterproductive, but it's kind of like you need to open the wound more so that you can clean out the wound, right? Like, if you go to the hospital for something, they may need to, I forget what that's called, but clean out the wound and get all the debris out and all that, and then sew it back up, right? So I'm feeling that same kind of thing with your soul, with your energy, with your heart. It's the same thing. So it's counterintuitive, where it's like, well, no, that's going to make it hurt more. Well, yes, it is for a period of time, but then that's when the healing starts. So I'm like seeing that, but I'm also seeing like, all these earthly colors, and then the bright colors here. So it's really about laying something to rest and then regrounding yourself and then kind of building yourself back up. You're going to come out of this, okay? The introspection card here lines up with the Hermit card in the tarot deck. So you're approaching, or if you choose to, you will be approaching the end of this cycle. It's just going to take a little bit of effort on your part, okay? What else can you tell us for pile number 3, please? What does pile number 3 need to hear before the end of the day? Okay. The World card, yeah, it's time. It's time for you to let go. There's new, okay, literally new on the horizon. New things, new people, new experiences, new opportunities. And also look at all of the crystals here. Look at all of the healing that you will be experiencing once you bury this and let it go. Okay, there is a whole new world that right now you don't see. Okay, you may think that it's impossible, but it's there. It's waiting for you. And you're the only one who can put one foot in front of the other and step forward and let this go. Okay. Oh, so this is the Eight of Cups, and I just had like this wave of emotion of walking away from something, like finally burying this, like figuratively, or it could even be literally for some of you. Maybe you're gonna, well, I mean, still figuratively, but you know, like where you're gonna, you know, put all of your feelings and memories and things like that. Maybe you're going to write something down on paper and then you're going to bury that paper, right? So like in the soil or something like that. Like I'm seeing it's like, and it could be because it's like figuratively doing that, right? But these cups are representing that burial and then walking away, okay? And then going through that introspection and that vulnerability. And then what happens after that is that you start to heal. Okay, with all these crystals here, you start to feel better. You start to look at things differently. And then you come way out of this hermit mode, okay? And into this new life, healing opportunity, all of that, okay? The Four of Swords, yeah. So there's going to be, I feel like this is going to be a process. Remember I talked about baby steps. This is a process. So there's a couple things with the Four of Swords. Spirit is saying that, and I think I talked about this earlier with your first card here. If you keep going the way you're going, if you keep holding on to this, the level of stress that this is causing inside your body is not going to be good, okay? So Spirit says you need to release and rest and heal. And you will heal from this. It may take others of you longer. Some of you, it'll take longer than others, but that's okay. Okay. So be gentle with yourself, be kind, and allow the healing process to happen. The Two of Cups. So there's a few things here with the Two of Cups. So allowing that healing process to happen, you're going to come back to who you used to be. You're going to find yourself again. You're going to feel comfortable with yourself again. You're going to trust yourself again. Some of you may have gotten into a situation here where you trusted the person, place, or thing, and then whatever it was, it betrayed you. Okay, and so then maybe you lost trust in yourself. Whatever it is, you're going to come back to who you were before this happened. You're going to feel confident again. You're going to feel healed. You're going to feel like you're ready to move on. Okay, the other thing that I'm seeing here is that if this was a romantic relationship or a friendship or something with family or whatever came to an end here, let's just, for instance, let's say it was a relationship. Maybe it was great at first and then it just came to an end. Okay, maybe you were holding on to it. What I'm seeing here is that if you were holding on to it because what you really wanted was that connection, that love, that you thought you could have had here, but you may have been putting your, how do I say this? You may have been putting unrealistic expectations on someone or in a relationship. You may have become frustrated that somebody wasn't acting or doing things the way that you would hope that they would have. And so you could have had this hope that they would be acting the way that you would act in that situation, right? Because you're sitting here saying, well, I'm a great person, I have great energy, we're great together. Why isn't this person responding the way I would if I had someone like me, if I had someone who was giving and all that, right? And so by leaving that and walking away from that, what I'm seeing here is that you can find someone who is going to act in the way that you would hope this person did, or the way, it's like, well, why aren't you doing this? It doesn't make sense to me. And it could be that that person just wasn't right for you. But what I'm seeing here is that there is someone who will give you everything that you want and who will fulfill you. And, it's much more balanced. So if this is about a relationship, then just know that I'm seeing that moving forward. And if it's about a job or anything else, I'm seeing more balance coming in. I'm seeing you find exactly what you want, but you can't get to this point where this new thing comes into your life until you heal from this. First, you have to let it go. Then you need time to heal. Okay. And then you'll start to trust again. And then you'll find something that's more in alignment with exactly what you wanted. Yeah. And so this is basically what I was just saying. You can't get to here until you heal, because opportunity could come knocking on your door, right? When you're still so focused on this and the mischief that it's causing in your life that you don't even care if this is knocking on your door. You're like, I don't even care if the perfect opportunity comes along because I'm so focused on this. So Spirit is saying that it's time for you to let go so that real opportunities can present themselves into your life. Opportunities that are real, that are going to match what you're looking for, what you desire, all of those things. And then here we have the Seven of Cups. So with the Seven of Cups, what I'm hearing is changing your perspective about a lot of things. Okay, changing your perspective on being able to let go of the situation. I feel that the Seven of Cups is connected to the introspection, where it's like you need to get some sort of clarity on things. You need to understand like what happened, why things happened, and why it's so important to let them go. I feel it's also important for you to realize the level of discord, the level of just mischief that this was causing in your life. And so I feel like getting a different perspective on things and truly understanding what was really going on here and why it's not good for you to stay attached to this, that will bring you a sense of clarity and will help you in your healing process. Yeah. The Six of Swords is like the beginning phase of that healing process. This is when you say, okay, this is causing me so much anxiety. This is causing so much pain in my life. I need to move on from it. And it's interesting that you have the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords, because both of these cards have a, similar meaning, where there's nothing else you can do. There's like nothing that you would do would revive this here. And so the best option is to let it go and to slowly move forward. Remember I talked about those baby steps, those baby steps. You don't have to do it all in one day. You don't have to do it all in 4 weeks. You know, but the important thing is to take one little step every day. And then before you know it, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to feel better. Here you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is you feeling better. This is like you rebuilding, okay? Rebuilding and allowing things into your life that are stable, that match your energy, that appreciate you, that that will last much, much, much longer than this here. There was something faulty over here, and it could have been that, you know, let's say if it was a relationship, you may have seen red flags in the beginning, but you chose to ignore them, and then you just got attached to the person. Maybe you had trauma bonds together, or maybe, you know, this person was really negative, and then they showed you a lot of love and care and concern and attention, and then they took it away from you. But then they brought it back, and then they took it away, and then so it could have been this cycle, right? This is just an example. But what I'm seeing here is that breaking away from that, like there was some kind of faulty foundation. But with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, one is waiting for you on the other side once you choose to completely walk away from this and heal. There's better people, better circumstances, better things, you know, employment opportunities, whatever your particular situation is, that's waiting there for you. For some of you who may have let go of family who was just wreaking havoc in your life, that may have been toxic, what I'm seeing here is a new family coming into your life. So let's say maybe you meet a romantic partner and then their family becomes your family, or maybe you meet a best friend and their family becomes your family as well. See, so whatever it is that you're losing here, it's being replaced like tenfold in the future by things that respect you, that treat you right. You know, whether this is a romantic relationship, friendship, family, job, career, place where you live. I mean, you know, it's endless possibilities. Whatever it is, it's going to be more reciprocal, and you're going to be more respected moving forward. Yeah, see, here we have the Justice card. So what I'm seeing here is there's more respect for you, for who you are, for what you have to offer. Things are more balanced here. You're cutting out anything that doesn't belong, which would be this here. Okay, you are like everything is I just keep hearing everything's balanced and reciprocal. So no matter what it is, like you're getting everything that you want, everything that you need is there for you. Okay. This is also breaking the ties. So for some of you, this could be indicating breaking up with somebody, or getting a divorce, or moving out of a home that you share with somebody. This could be exiting a job that you have that you feel somehow attached to or afraid to leave, and allowing yourself the opportunity to like legally cut ties with something and move on to literally bigger and better things. Yeah, look, you have the Fool card. You can't get to the Fool card, which is new opportunities, until you break these ties. It's just impossible. Like you cannot do it, because it's causing so much, sorry, I can't even talk, because it's causing so much mischief in your life. Okay. There's new opportunities. There's starting over. And, you know, if you really look at this, this figure here, it almost looks like they're kind of crying, and I don't know if you can really see that because it's not really coming into focus, but it's bittersweet, but it's necessary. So what I'm feeling with the Fool card is it's time for you to pack your bags and move on. The Empress, it's time for you to pack your bags and move on to where you belong. Where you're going is going to be so beautiful and so comfortable and safe and stable and warm and unique to you, okay? There's a stronger foundation here. There's new beginnings in at least 2 different areas of your life. And they're just waiting for you. And so, like, looking from my perspective, you know what Spirit is showing me, and looking at this, and then Spirit showing me this, and I'm like, why would you hold on to this when you can have this? And, you know, obviously I understand. I mean, you know, I think we've all been there at one point or another when we're desperately trying to hold on to something it's just not worth it anymore, right? I think we've probably all been there. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just Spirit is really, really, really wanting you to see what opportunities you have waiting for you. And I feel like there could be, you know, a bit of, well, definitely there will be a healing process and a rebuilding process, but I feel like in less than a year, once you finally lay this to rest here, you're going to be in such a different place. Like, I really feel like if you're watching this now and you're saying, okay, tomorrow I'm going to let this go. I feel if you save this video and you watch it a year from now, excuse me, you watch it from a year from now, I feel like you're going to say, wow, look at where I am now. Okay, let's get your last card. The Seven of Wands. Okay, so I feel like, first of all, I feel like something caught you off guard, but I also feel like you learned a lot from this experience. I feel like this will not happen again. Okay, so you were caught off guard with this over here. Either the way that it came to a place where you needed to let it go, so the way it came to an end, the way someone acted, the way a job became something you no longer wanted or something that was no longer fulfilling, you know, whatever it is. So I feel like it may have surprised you. Like, you may have said, wait a minute, what just happened? Where you thought everything was perfect and then all of a sudden it wasn't. And so I feel like with the introspection that we talked about and the vulnerability and, you know, all of that stuff that we talked about earlier and really doing kind of some soul searching, what I'm seeing with the Seven of Wands is that you're getting a different perspective on how and perhaps why this happened over here. And I'm feeling like as long as you put in the effort to truly understand and get that introspection and, you know, lay it to rest and get closure and move on, I feel like this would never happen again. I feel like you may have learned a huge lesson here. And I feel like also like you will be more in tune with this type of energy where, like, if another opportunity like this presents itself to you, you'll be like, ew, no. And you'll be like protecting yourself because you see the Seven of Wands is below the Seven of Cups. And so it's kind of like you're seeing these new opportunities that may be coming into your life. Some will be great, some won't be so good. And with the Seven of Wands, it's like, I see you like using something that you learned here and applying it to every situation that comes into your life in the future, where if something doesn't feel right, you say, no, that doesn't feel right. I'm going to pass on that opportunity. Okay, because you're more protective of yourself and your energy. But I feel like you're if you choose to, you can be protective of yourself and your energy and where you go and the situations that you go into. You can do all that. You can be very, very protective and very, very selective without building a whole wall around yourself. So you can still have that vulnerability with new relationships and new, opportunities coming into your life. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but it's like if this was with an employment situation, then that relationship could be you and an employer, or you and an employee, whatever it is here. So yeah, just, there's a fine balance between being selective and just having a wall up and not allowing anything to come in. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope this helped you. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want a personal reading with me, you can book that on my website. And I wish you so much luck. Thank you so much for watching.